Hi there, this is Brandon from Bulldog Rooter. Today what we are going to be doing is a mainline video inspection for the address 3824 East 18th Avenue here in Spokane, Washington. Today's date is August 16th, 2017, and it is about 9:30 in the morning. So right now kind of what we're looking at is, we're not looking at the sewer quite yet. What we're looking at right here, I think, is what's called our vertical drop to the sewer, or a sewer hub. We're out there about 85 feet, 83 and 2 inches to be exact. The reason we really couldn't get all the way out into the sewer with this line is kind of just because it runs out of the back of the house and then makes a 90, or a couple 90s actually, and then goes out and drains into the street in the front. So it's kind of hard to negotiate all those bends with a camera just manually. So yeah, we got out. I'm almost positive we're right by the sewer. As you can tell by this clay tile, this line is going to be mainly what's called Orangeburg. Orangeburg is just a compressed wood pulp and tar paper, and it was used normally during the 40s and the 70s to conserve on iron. For military reasons, but anyways, yeah, so there are a couple spots of clay tile in this line. Clay tile is some really good stuff, just as long as you don't have any major separations or you know, anything like that, or any mechanical failures really. With the Orangeburg, however, it is extremely high fail rate. That's just because it's wood pulp and tar paper. And you'll see a little bit of what's happening in the video as I explain it as well. But basically all it does is it acts as if, you know, if you poured a cup of water on a piece of paper and it kind of gets those ripples and bubbles in it. Well, that's the first stage of this type of material starting to deteriorate. So yeah, that's its first stage. Is it'll bubble up, it'll get blisters, it'll get ripples, it'll do all that stuff. And then the next stage of it is it starts to ovalize, meaning it loses its round shape, and then eventually it'll keep losing that round shape just until it collapses on itself. So yeah, that's a little bit about Orangeburg. It's not by any means the best sewer pipe. However, if it is in good condition, then you know you're not looking in too bad a shape. Yeah, so we'll take a little look here. I'll start pulling back, and we will start to explain a little bit what's going on with this pipe. Alrighty, so right here it looks like we have this is part of the clay tile actually, is what this part is right here, and then as you can see it kind of makes an S and kind of takes its downward vertical drop to what I think is a sewer. I could be wrong. I do think we're extremely close to it. Just judging by distance and eyeballing where the middle of the street is and where this line enters and exits the house. So yeah, back. So right here, you can see just right here at that seam where that red pipe kind of meets the black pipe. See if I can get back up to it. Yeah, kind of where that seam is, where the red pipe meets the black pipe, or the clay tile meets it's called actually bituminous fiber, is its scientific name, I guess. That's just Orangeburg pipe, the stuff I was explaining earlier. But this is where it is. So we just transitioned into the Orangeburg. You see these kind of blisters and bulbs were coming over. That's the first part of it deteriorating. As you can see, kind of off to the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Luckily, it doesn't look to be like it's losing any of its round shape yet. It just looks like it's blistering. Maybe a tiny bit of ovalization there, but not too terrible. Pulling it back. Look at Orangeburg. See if I can get this camera a little bit closer. So yeah, all this is really normal looking Orangeburg. Honestly, it looks quite good. Pretty normal looking seam there. Didn't see any roots in this line, which makes a lot of sense, and it's actually really good for this pipe, just because, you know, with a high failure rate, if you throw roots into that, it really makes it deteriorate a lot faster, just because the roots get in a lot easier through the seams, just because it's not necessarily a hard material, like, say, clay tile, concrete, or cast iron. It's more of a softer material, making it a lot easier for the roots to grow. Back here. Continue to pull back. Normal looking stuff. A couple bugs in there, it looks like, actually. This spot right here, it looks to be a little bit ovalized. Just right here at this seam, maybe just a little bit. And then a little bit more bulbing there at the bottom of the pipe. And here's a section of it right here. We're at about 58 feet, where there is not necessarily significant ovalization, but definitely more than the rest of the pipe had. More, we're looking, coming up on about 50 feet right here. Possibly a little bit more of an ovalized seam right there as well. Too crazy. I'm not seeing too much bulbing going on. Not seeing where the pipe is trenched at all, meaning water's worn the screws. There's an ovalized seam right there. This one's a little bit more significant. As you can see, it's more of an oval than a round shape. Normally, I'd like to see that a lot more round than that. Pull back here. A little bit of standing water. Could just be a grade issue, could just be a little bit of a pool. Quite honestly, either way, it's not going to make too big of a difference. Back a little bit more here. Another little bit of ovalization going on here. A little bit of looks like the grade's a little bit flat here, but nothing too crazy. Pulling back on about 30 feet here. So we start to, there's a little ovalized section right there. Around the bend, and it looks like we transition into clay tile for this bend, and then I believe, yeah, right back into the Orangeburg. Looks like a little bit of leftover fecal matter there. Coming up on about 20 feet here, we should be getting fairly close to the cast iron. This is a little section of clay tile again for a bend. Still in the Orangeburg right here. Just for a second. And should be popping into the, believe we transitioned into clay tile, or excuse me, not clay tile, cast iron. Cast iron is going to be used mainly on just on the inside of the house, just about 2 to 5 feet outside of the foundation wall. The cast iron doesn't look to be in too bad a condition. Let's see if I can clean this off a little bit. So it doesn't look to be in too bad a condition. The only thing is starting at about right here, right just before this corner right here. Sorry, clipped off a little bit here. Pull this guy out real quick and give it a quick cleaning so I can show you guys up here. So yeah, starting, you can kind of see how it's holding water a little bit right here. That's just a back-graded issue. But this is inside the house without a finished basement, or at least not this portion of it anyways. It wouldn't be too hard to do a little repair on it. And basically all a belly is where the grade is actually back-graded, and that kind of creates what we call a belly. A belly is just where you have standing water. Of course, the water will eventually drain out. The only problem with it is the fecal matter, toilet paper, kitchen sink grease, pretty much everything that goes down the line that is not a liquid will sit there, it'll build up, and eventually cause a sludge blockage. kind of see right now. My camera lens is about 1.5 inches wide, and we're all the way underwater right here. We come out of it right there. And I will get you a picture of the clean out in which we are working out of. This right here is the elevated clean out we are working out of here at the address 3824 East 18th Avenue here in Spokane, Washington. Again, that was Brandon with your video inspection, and thank you for choosing Bulldog Roofing.